all of Elon Musk's companies are essentially worth more today than they were before the election. And the reason, I mean, you're hinting at it jokingly, but Elon Musk happens to have a pretty good relationship with the most powerful, or one of the most powerful politicians in the world, Donald Trump, serving as a, senior aide to the Trump administration in the White House, also effectively running this effort known as the Department of Government Efficiency. Right after the election, we saw the Tesla share price go way up. SpaceX is said to be raising money at a big valuation increase, and xAI also raising money. So you sort of figure that X would at least try to explore this as a possibility, just because, again, they raised a lot of outside money. We don't know, I don't believe anyway, that what this money would be for, whether it would be to buy out some existing shareholders. He did not pay for this, the entire $44 billion himself, or perhaps, they're trying to raise capital. Although my intuition would be at least some of this would probably go to some existing shareholders.
I mean, it makes sense to me that he gets a higher valuation now. I understand that because, Tesla is worth what? $500 billion or something, and that's obviously not on the fundamentals of the car business. Sorry, it's worth $1.1 trillion right now. So investors are going to want this to get a piece of xAI, for example, right? Yeah. Twitter owns, I think, a big stake in xAI, or maybe some kind of robotics that he's going to make, or I don't know, some other business that he's in.
So we know that some Twitter shareholders have, or that there is some ownership stake in xAI that at least earlier shareholders are able to take advantage of. I'm not sure that these investors, I don't know exactly what they're buying here, or how much of xAI they would be getting. But you're right that xAI, which is Elon Musk's AI thing, is this fast-growing chatbot competitor to ChatGPT. Obviously, a lot of people think there's upside there, and it's using Twitter's data, and Twitter, one way or another, and Twitter shareholders, one way or another, are going to get compensated for that, whether that's coming in revenue or ownership stake. So one way or another, xAI, this other venture, is going to pay for that, and that's helping to drive the value. The other thing that's helping to drive the value is just the fact that Twitter X feels more vital than it did, say, a year ago. And that, I think, like, some of what investors, if they're buying at $44 billion or higher, are reacting to is the prospect that Trump could perhaps make policies that would somehow be, helpful to X, the company. But they're also just reacting to the fact that, like, this is basically the center of conservative media right now. This is kind of where anyone on the right, especially anyone on the kind of Trump-aligned right, is making news, is releasing stuff. It's where a lot of the big media figures are spending a lot of their time. It's basically like what Twitter was for everyone, maybe like 10 years ago. But and in certain ways, Twitter had kind of lost that, and Elon Musk has brought that back, at least in this one corner of the political world.